Hello everybody, and welcome to my whimsical world of Zen. I'm Ken. To quote the great Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, hello there. Alright, well today's episode it's the start of our big Album of the Year 2024 tournament. And man, am I ever excited. So just to refresh your memory, I'm downloading a whole bunch of albums for this year to battle them 1v1 kind of deal, competition, tournament style. I think Stanley Cup playoffs or March Madness or something along those lines. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I've got 70 albums so far downloaded, but I'm going to continue to download records throughout the year until probably November. So this first round is a qualifying round. So a random draw, I'm just going to pick 2 albums that I've downloaded. I'm going to review them both, and whichever one ends up with a higher score is the one that moves on. Now, of course, you can change that. So what I'm going to do is have a guest every week review the same 2 albums that I'm reviewing, and if they pick the album that I picked, easy peasy, that album moves on. If they pick the album that I didn't pick, then both albums will go back in to the bag and to be redrawn and rematched up. So we'll see how this goes. I think it's going to be pretty lengthy. It's July now, so by the end of December we should have the album of the year. Now, as I do these albums, I'll also remind you later on, I'll also keep track of my favorite songs off those records. And as we progress further along, then in the comments, then there will be my top 10 songs as they're happening, as they're being reviewed. So yeah, here we go. Excitement. I have no idea what's going to be picked here. It could be anything. Could be anything. If you have listened to both of these albums, please write in the comments which album you think is best. And see if we agree. Let's see if we can be friends. Alright, let's find out. 2 albums. Album number 1. Let me just throw on my oh gosh, you are beautiful. Alright, album number 1 is called E.M.F, and it's from The Beauty and the Chaos. So The Beauty and the Chaos is going to be against what do we have here? Alright, The Child Within the Man by Sebastian Bach, ex-singer of Skid Row. If you didn't know who that is, no relation to the composer Bach. Also no relation to a chicken. Bach, Bach. Alright guys, so those are my 2 albums. I'm going to go now. I'm going to review them. I'll be back and tell you who my pick is, and then we'll hear from somebody else and hear what their pick is. So, talk to you in a bit. Alright guys, well, I just finished listening to those 2 records, and I've got some scores. So, once again, I was reviewing Sebastian Bach's Child Within a Man, and I was putting that match up against E.M.F's The Beauty and the Chaos. And E.M.F's was very believable. Oh! Just kidding. So yeah, I really start with Sebastian Bach, Child Within a Man. So Sebastian Bach, for me, I was first introduced to him when he was the singer of Skid Row, a Canadian boy singing that American hard rock band, which I really got into. I know in particular 18 in Life and Youth Gone Wild and Slave to the Grind are 3 songs that are very important to me. I really like them. I really like this band, so going into it I was wondering if it's going to be something like that. So Sebastian Bach, so yeah, what it wasn't really like that at all. It was hard rock, but if I was throwing it back to other bands from the 80s sounds, I think he was kind of going for more maybe Motley Crue on a couple songs, and or Guns N' Roses, like Chinese Democracy type Guns N' Roses, that kind of thing. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I know my favorite song from Sebastian Bach's Child Within the Man was a song right here, and it was called "What Do I Got to Lose?" And I thought it was great. You know, it's all about what do you have to lose, and a message for everybody watching. If there's something that you want to do, what do you have to lose, right? So yeah, good song. And then if you want to check out too, my second favorite, it was called "F.U." And that's not the "F.U." you're thinking. Uh, so yeah, a little surprise for you. So if you want to check it out, Sebastian Bach, "F.U." So we had that album going against E.M.F's "The Beauty and the Chaos." And as I alluded to earlier, I kind of messed up their name. I can't read. I can't read my own writing, but that's all right. What can you do? This is only television. It's not. It's YouTube. Anyways, E.M.F, The Beauty and the Chaos. So going back to E.M.F, yeah, I mean, of course, I remember the song "Unbelievable." That was right in my high school days. So yeah, it was good. Unbelievable. Oh, dun 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 dun. I really dug it. Really dug it. So I haven't heard anything from them since then. So this is my first partake in their new music, and you know what? It was pretty good. I really enjoyed the album. There's no question about it. My favorite song on it, it's called "I've Been Down," and for me, it was kind of all about just being down and picking yourself up. Get down, pick yourself up, that kind of stuff. Not like their dance party music, Tub Thumpers, although similar, I guess. In attitude. And then my second favorite song, it was a song called "Read the Room," which is just be prepared, I suppose, to whatever situation you walk into. Read the room. So those are my two favorite songs there from E.M.F's "The Beauty and the Chaos." So if you want to check those out, please do. They're my favorite songs off it. And let me know. Write down in the comments if you did check them out and whether you like those songs or didn't, or what songs are your favorite. But now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Here it is. So I can only pick one album here. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you my opinion of which one I would rather have. I can only pick one, so I will let you know which album I pick. And this is the qualifying round, so my pick is going to go into the next round, which I guess would be round one. And that is, unless our special guest, they have a different opinion. I have no idea what they think. I haven't talked to them yet. But here we go. I'll give you my pick. So, my pick to move on from the qualifying round into round one is Sebastian Bach's "The Child Within the Man." Although the scores were real close, it was within 6 percentage points. Is how I'm doing it. So yeah, "Child Within the Man." We'll see you in the next round, unless our special guest has something different to say, and I look forward to hearing from him.
Hello there, Ken the Zen, and fans of the Ken the Zen YouTube channel. It's your old pal, Johnny the Bone Man Strange here, and I have the challenge in this round of Ken the Zen's competition of weighing in on Sebastian Bach's "Child Within the Man" versus E.M.F's "The Beauty and the Chaos. Now, I used the word challenge very deliberately because I didn't expect it to be one, okay? I grew up, I came online in the 80s hard rock, metal, glam world, okay? That was my high school music. And of course, Sebastian Bach is an icon of that scene. And I'm a Skid Row fan. I feel like Skid Row is one of the underrated bands of all time, actually. But this is not about Skid Row, okay? This is about Sebastian Bach. And I expected him to walk this particular matchup. And I do really, really like the record, "The Child Within the Man," okay? This is pretty much exactly what you would expect. It's a modern sounding version of that kind of throwback 80s rock sound, but I emphasize the word modern, okay? It's a sneering, lip curling rock and roll record, man, by a freaking legend, all right? And I like the way this record sounds, okay? It does sound modern, but it's got like heavy production on it. Heavy without being too produced, without being too polished. some really, really great grooves, some really, really great riffs on it. And Sebastian Bach sounds great. Okay. His voice is not as pristine as it was back in the 80s, but what's happened over time is that it's developed just a bit of a growl to it. And I think that actually enhances it. That adds something to it. So what you have here is, as I said, a sneering, lip curling, hard rock and roll record by somebody who does it pretty much better than anybody, and that's Sebastian Bach, man. And I thought this would be very easy because I had never encountered E.M.F before. Now, I know they're super popular. I had never listened to E.M.F. I went in totally blind on this, having no idea what to expect. And what I got was kind of an indie rock, Brit pop sound that has never really been my bag until recently. I'm beginning to grow into this. And I know Ken the Zen really goes for that vibe. And so I'm very curious to know where he falls on this particular competition. But I was surprised and not a little impressed, actually, by E.M.F's record. Utterly different from Sebastian Bach's record, okay? We are comparing apples and oranges here to a large degree. But I really like this album. I didn't expect it to be this close of a competition. I like the swagger of this album. I like that kind of cool factor, and it is a very cool record, okay? My overall impression, Sebastian Bach, Child Within the Man, sneering, lip-curling rock record. E.M.F, The Beauty and the Chaos, very much a cool record. Like Glastonbury music, you know what I mean? Very modern Brit pop. And that sort of style to me has just this veneer of cool on it. Maybe a little bit too cool, almost. Like, I like Sebastian Bach's record because I feel like it's Sebastian Bach. And with E.M.F, I just wonder if it's hard. I can't really, this is not a judgment thing. This is not a criticism. Is it too cool for its own good almost? In a way, is it sincere? Maybe it is. I don't know those cats, and I don't know any of the other music, so maybe this is exactly what they do. Sebastian Bach's record, I feel, is just really honest. It's Sebastian Bach doing what he does. And it's a lip curler. It's a lip curler versus a very modern, cool sounding thing. I really like the E.M.F record. Okay. My favorite song on it is, let me check my notes. Read the Room. Read the Room is just a cool song, man. It's got some cool guitar stuff happening. There's a lot of synth on this record. There's a lot of ambition in the vocals, a lot of background vocal stuff that's happening. I mean, this is a cool record. It's an ambitious record, the E.M.F, I mean. And I can tell that they put a lot into writing these songs, recording these songs, producing this thing. It's really, really cool, and it's really, really good. I like that song, Read the Room. It's very, very cool. I like Stardust. There's something happening with this band. I get why they are as popular as they are. Sebastian Bach record. I like Hold On to the Dream. Hold On to the Dream is a great tune. I like F.U. It's my thing, man. It's kind of my style. And so where do I fall? Where do I come down on these two records? Ultimately, for me, it's just going to be a style thing. You know, I asked myself the question, I like both of these records. They're both cool. Which one am I going to listen to, maybe? Like, potentially down the line of my own leisure time. Which one am I going to listen to? It's going to be Sebastian Bach. And that is just a style thing. That's just my particular vibe, okay? I grew up with that guy. I grew up with that music. And much as I like the Britpop sound, much as I like E.M.F, if I'm going to listen to one of these records, it's going to be Sebastian Bach's record, because that's just me. That is my personal preference. Music is subjective. And so when it comes to this head-to-head matchup, very tight one in the first round, I'm giving the edge to Sebastian Bach's Child Within the Man, but I'm doing that while saying that E.M.F's The Beauty and the Chaos is a really, really cool record. Glad I got a chance to hear it, and we'll see what Ken the Zen thinks about it. Cheers. See you in the next one.
Well, all right, everybody. We heard from Johnny the Bone Man Strange, and he has picked the same pick as me, Sebastian Bach. So that means Sebastian Bach, the boy inside the man, will be moving on to round one. They've survived the qualifying round, and E.M.F. It's been really nice. I'll probably spend some more time with you later on. It was a really good record. It was really close. But for this tournament, Sebastian Bach's moving on. So again, thank you very much to Johnny the Bone Man Strange, and thank you to you guys for checking this out. Let me know in the comments what you thought about those two records. That would be great. Please subscribe. It really helps me out, and we can grow this channel and grow this tournament and take the world by storm, as it were. Anyways, thanks again, guys, and we'll talk to you in the next one, or next qualifier. Peace.